and welcome to Offensive Healing. I am your hostess with the mostest, Samantha Jett. And today we are chilling here with a little kind herb and a slice of cherry pie, because why the hell not? Also, not sponsored, but would like to be sponsored by Bang. These are my energy drinks. These are my go-to. So I figured we could have a bite, a smoke, and a sip together and chit-chat while we wait for the last hour to go by before the kids get out of school. Because I'm sure we all got somebody in school that we gotta go pick up at like 3:30, 3:45. So, cherry pie is one of my favorite pies. If you have a preference, which pie would it be? I had a friend when I was in high school. Her grandmother made the best cherry pie ever. Now, granted, at that point in time in my life, I didn't have much reference to cherry pie. I didn't have many references of cherry pie to be able to attest that hers were the greatest. Now here I am, fast forward 20 years later down the line. Yeah, I'll agree. She still makes the best cherry pie. I was just talking to my friend the other day, and I was like, man, I hope you learned how to make that. I'll trade you a wing recipe for a cherry. No, you know what? I don't want to have to make it. I want you to make it. So a little pie and some doobage. Why not? Figure I'd jump on, see where this kind of thing goes. I've been trying for like the last, we'll say 2 months. I've been trying, easily 2 months, to try to get an upload securely done, and I haven't been able to due to Wi-Fi issues. Just, I'm telling you, one thing after another. I couldn't make up the sequence of events that have delayed my being able to record and release. It's kind of disappointing. I didn't know that modems, well, I guess I did know, but I didn't really realize modems can get outdated. So I was working with a really outdated modem. I have a couple of episodes already preloaded, but I'm actually thinking about like not removing them, but maybe making them part of a future Patreon. Like, hey, you can pay to hear how bad it was when we first started, type of deal, like a blooper, if you will. Just because I think it would give us a nice crisp start, because I didn't have an intro or anything. I kind of just jumped in one day. I was like, all right, we're going to record this, and I'm just going to press release. Because if I didn't jump the gun and bite the bullet and do it, I was going to keep coming up with excuses to not follow through, because I have a really big issue with following through. So I figured if we could jump on, start a little intro, and I could explain to you guys what exactly it is that we so I can describe to you exactly what it is that we do here at Offensive Healing. I really feel like this is a little bit of a baby of mine that I'm growing, that I'm nurturing. So the name of our podcast is Offensive Healing. And I chose that name because I've noticed as my 36 years old of existences, I tend to offend people without even trying. And usually that's because they have recognized some need for self-analysis in their world, and I have brought them to that reality, and they don't like me for it. Or I just say some off-the-wall shit that's completely offensive to them, because at the end of the day, I'm going to let you know now, I am not for the weak, faint at heart, or thin-skinned people. If you are sensitive, you need to go ahead and not follow me. because I'm bound to piss you off. So here at Offensive Healing, we kind of focus on doing the work and doing the absolute most for ourselves, because we too believe that there's room for being perfect. Not perfect for everybody else, but perfect for yourself. Like, my life situation is not the same as your life situation. So you might not be able to do things as well as I was able to do things, and vice versa, okay? So, which means since I could do them and you couldn't, I'm perfect for myself, okay? Does that make sense? That is what perfect is. Perfect to oneself. Like, I have bipolar. That is a perfect fucking superpower once I learned how to control it, because it wasn't that easy. So that's what I mean, like, just being able to address your life with confidence, that is perfect. Doesn't have to be done 100%. Nobody's saying that. But if you have the confidence and the ability to just know you're going to be able to do it, bet you perfect. Cheers to that. So we are trying to end the stigmas of cookie cutter perfect. We are trying to end the stigmas of there is one way of doing something and that's it, because that's not the truth. We are here to end the stigmas of mental health. We are here to end the stigmas of female power, tradition, life, all of it. We're going to talk about every last aspect of this human experience that we're going through. And we're going to do it from a way and a point of view that just makes everybody uncomfortable, and I'm okay with that, because fuck it. There was nobody was concerned about about offending me when they were traumatizing me, so why should I care about their feelings while I'm in the process of healing my journey? Now, am I saying or condoning going out there and causing harm to each individual? No, you do not cause harm to people. That's not what we do, okay? We don't do things that harm others or harm ourselves. We don't operate under that category. If that is how you operate, you need to exit stage left. I'm sure there's shadow workers that would love to have you with them in their crusade of shadow work. Here we believe in not turning another cheek, acknowledging the fucktitude for what it is, but not allowing it to have control over our lives. We're going to twist this doobie up right now. Boom, boom. I have a really wonderful group of friends that I've had around me for a long time that I've been growing with, and I've been traumatizing along the way. And I had an epiphany not that long ago. People are genuinely sick of my shit around me, and they don't want to really hear my self-help type of verbiage that I like to spit. So with that being said, I was like trying to think of ways to still be able to talk and say the things that I want to say and be able to have the discussions I want to have, but without annoying the people that I have around me. And it was kind of like a sad realization where I was like, oh man, you've kind of outgrown the people that you've had around you, because here you are doing this self-inner work on trying to heal from the traumas and the childhood dilemmas and the plain crappy trail that life kind of can take us down. Here you're trying to go down this journey in a very healthy way that makes you feel joy and feel good, and the others around you are completely intimidated by it. Not necessarily intimidated, but they're like, they don't have time for it. They don't want to even hear your positivity shit. And that was kind of one of the hardest things for me to realize is my friends, especially my friends, they don't want to hear my shit. They don't want to be woken up to it. They don't want this. And I have to love them and accept them for even despite that. That is one thing I am having a real struggle with, because I genuinely love so many people, and I'm having to understand that I can't bring them with me on this journey. And either A, I have to allow myself to be stagnant, or B, I have to leave them behind. And it is so hard to leave people behind when you don't want to. But that is a lesson that I have had to learn this year, and it's been really hard. Because I don't like rejection. I don't like not being able to manipulate things into my own way. And letting go of being able to be that person. First of all, I give myself props, because it's taken a lot of growth to even admit that I was that person, or that I am that person, or that I have that capability. But I do, very much so. And I think once I let go of that, in turn, of course, I'll be letting go of, in an extent, letting go of habits and circumstances that have kept me stuck in that mind frame. So it's a good thing, but it's such a painful thing. It's like I spent so many years hating the vision and version that I had built in my head that I wasn't good enough for. And now that I have accepted the fact that, yes, first of all, I am good enough for it. Second of all, I do deserve it. And 3, I am that person. It's been a long and lonely type of journey. Not necessarily lonely in the sense that I am alone, because I am a married mother of 3. I have 3 sons. I've been married for almost 20 years. I have 3 dogs. I breed pugs. I have a lotion company. I am not a lonely person, but doing the growth on oneself can become lonely, because you start to not be able to connect with people like you used to. Whereas before, you could spend hours conversing about just trauma dumping on each other, and that to you was a conversation, and that was like meaningful. Not that it wasn't meaningful, but like it was meaningful, and it was conducive into the wrong way, so you keep taking yourself and going the wrong direction in a circle, talking over the same things. I mean, yes, cool, you have people around you to communicate with you, and you're able to communicate. However, you're communicating from a circle, from a track, from a trauma track, and from a trauma track that is over almost 30 years old. You're still on it. What part do you get off of it and start to venture off? I mean, because I know once you're on that track with your friends, talking about the same old stuff that you've been talking to for 20 years, I know you got to see everybody else around you, that's not on the track, walking around, doing different things. I know you see them. Aren't you a little bit curious what it's like over there? What it's like to be able to walk and go further versus being in that perpetual track? I mean, I didn't really realize that I was on the track until I started stumbling on the fucking grass, if you will. I started falling off the track and had to get back on it. But the grass felt good when I fell on it. It was refreshing. And I'm being metaphorical, of course, because the grass was nature was knowledge, right? It was a mineral that I was needing in my life, and that's why it felt good to get on it. So that means I need to get off the concrete, get off the track, get off the past, get out of the trauma, and move forward. But you'll notice that when you start to do that, not all your friends, and shoot, to be honest with you, you could be the only one out of everybody you know that gets off the track. And then you actually have to go out into the world and meet new people and experience new life, which then only takes you further and further and further away from the track. And that can be one of the scariest things. Not so much as the adventure is the leaving of the track, because you're not going to see those people anymore. You're not going to talk to those people anymore. You're not going to be able to revisit that trauma anymore, because every time you'll start to want to go there, you're going to get really sick of it really quick and hurry up and exit. So it's kind of disheartening in a sense, but I refuse, because trust me, I went ahead and I listened to my friends when they would tell me, oh, you need to disconnect, you're connecting too much, because I'm one of those people who I love to read. I don't always have the time to read because I have children and a business and all the things that I do. So I don't have time to actually flip through a book. So I will audible, and I will listen to my books through my headphones or documentaries, podcasts, stuff like that. That's my way of putting in knowledge into myself, because I am a temple and I really do hold myself up high with high integrity, and I really do want to be able to put the stuff in me to be able to grow me into an individual person that I would be proud of. So I was not given all the information at birth. It didn't download correct or something or whatever. I'm being sarcastic, you guys, you can't really tell. None of us are born with all the information that we need. That's why the information is at our fingertips, where we're able to grab it. So there's really no excuse for not learning how to do better and become better, because all the information's at your fingertips, literally. And if you really want a better life, and you really want to be happy, and you really want that, you will do the work for yourself. Nobody can make you happy. No one's job in this world is to make you happy. Your job, your one and only job in this world, is to take care of yourself. And I don't know where we get fucked up. Moms, husbands, wives, we all get fucked up somewhere down the line where we forget that taking care of ourselves is the most important thing to do. And I feel as though there's not very many people who totally agree with me on this. There's a handful of people that will find a million other things to do other than self-care. And I don't have time for that kind of thing, like that kind of mentality. If you are willing to put stuff ahead of yourself, why do you think that makes you look somewhat, I don't know, like selfishness? Because here's the thing, if you're not taking care of yourself, how do you have the energy, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, to help anybody else? If you constantly are taking from yourself to put into somebody else, and yeah, if you're being there for other people, you are. If you don't take the time to replenish yourself, how are you any good to be there for others? You know, if you can't fully embrace and learn to love yourself in some sort of real, substantial type of way, how can you, honest to goodness, teach others to love themselves into happiness? You can't. So that's kind of what offensive healing is meant for. It's meant for us to have the hard conversations, the awkward conversations, to say and teach ourselves to learn how to do the things that go, make us go, ugh. You know, like, we need to be extra about ourselves and love ourselves and absolutely know that we're perfect exactly the way that we are. And we can only get better from where we're at. So through no fault of my friends' own, like, they didn't do nothing wrong. They inspired me to kind of search out and seek out a whole group of like-minded individuals. So that way we can encourage each other to do better and be better. Because if we know better, we can do better, right? That's my philosophy in life and everything that I do. So yeah, here at Offensive Healing, we will be doing the research, plus the hard work, plus the story times as we go through this healing journey and become better for ourselves, because we're worth it. We deserve it. We deserve to be the best versions of ourselves for ourselves. And if you're a mom or a wife or a husband or a father, because we're all inclusive here, you have to learn how to love yourself fully and be committed to yourself fully, so that way you can be fully committed to your family in the long run. It all starts with home, you know what I mean? Like how they say charity starts at home. Well, what if home is really home, like oneself. Think about it. It's an amazing thought. Like, instead of being the house, home, be charitable with yourself, be good to yourself. By practicing being good to yourself, it'll be so much easier for you to be good to others as well. I'm not talking about selfishness, that mean selfishness. I'm not talking about that. And we'll get into the discussions on the differences over time, because we have a lifetime together, you guys. I don't plan to go nowhere. I don't think you plan to go nowhere now that you just found me. I'm the friend you didn't know you needed. I'm the friend that will call you on your shit. But I also expect you to call me on my shit too, you guys. The comment section is going to be left open, so that way you guys can check me if you hear me say something that was incorrect. Don't check me on some offensive shit, because we'll get into the discussion about being offensive, because I'm not worried about hurting your feelings. If I hurt your feelings, I might inspire some sort of growth. So hey, but feel free to open the discussions in our comments. We are all like-minded, strong-headed individuals. There's no reason why we can't communicate our differences and try to find a common ground to learn how to be better as a general human person, as a human group, as a human people. Because at the end of the day, that's what we need more of. All we need is love. You got it. Isn't that what they say? That's how that goes. One of these days soon, I'm going to attach a lighter leash with my lighter to my little workstation here, so I can stop using this annoying torch. I lose my lighters like nobody's business, you guys. It's so bad. So we're just going to create this safe space for us to be human. Let's just be fucking human today, and let's talk about how this human experience can make or break us. I want a community of people that inspire each other to do better and be better, and inspire each other to grow. I want to create a community like that for us, for me, because at the end of the day, these videos are about to be a diary for me and a guide down the path for you. Because if I can get through the things that I have gotten through and maintain a level head, I really think I have something that might be able to help you. And I really feel like this year I have really done a lot of growth, and I feel like next year is only going to be that much better. I feel like we have a lot of really good things coming along. Everybody reach out. Go ahead and leave your comments about today's episodes, maybe topics you'd like to discuss. I have at least 1 million topics already that I have in my works, because like I said, I've been trying to get this going and starting smoothly probably for about the last 2 months. I've been working pretty diligently on it. It will only get better with time and energy. So if you all give me the energy, I can give you the energy, and we can do this thing. Because I think I have a lot of knowledge. The amount of hours I spend putting input into this brain of mine, I feel like it could really reach one of you, if not a significant amount of you, and help you with your day-to-day and make just things genuinely better. If not, I can just fill your headphones with somebody that makes you giggle and makes it feel like you're sitting at my kitchen table with me, having snacks, smoking a fucking drink with me. You know what I mean? We're gonna have smoking a pancake time, and that's okay. One of the greatest things that I started, and this was even before COVID, I had a friend of mine, she and her family moved out of state because her husband was in the military, and the hardest thing for her was being away from her friends and her family. And this was when video chatting first started, so we were able to video chat through Facebook, through Google Duo, and all the different things. And her and I would just set up our cameras, and we would chit chat, smoke, and hang out together as if we were in the same kitchen. And it really helped to bridge the gap for her over the years until she was able to come home. which then also inspired me to be able to be like, okay, well, I can kind of have this one-on-one relationship with anybody then in that sense, because I do have a little bit of a stay-at-homeness, because I have been a stay-at-home mom with my children for the last 17 years. I only say 17 years because of the age gaps between the kids. I haven't been consistently home. I go back to work once they start school full-time and stuff like that. I've had very many jobs. Right now I am a business owner, so I am full-time 100% healingfae.llc.com, which all your lotion needs are right there. But it also inspired me to know that when it comes to one-on-one connections with individuals, I'm actually pretty good even on video call. I can kind of still get my point across, which is key, because I need you to be in my world just as much as I want to be in yours. I want us to be friends. We're going to be homies. We're going to smoke together every day. You're going to be able to know you can be like, oh, hey, Samantha's got something popping up, because there's always something going on in her world. Because there usually is, and I'll be sharing plenty of story times, updates on what's going on with the family, updates from you and yours. I want to be 100% inclusive, and I will try to work at that as the best I can. With that being said, we're going to light for the third time in the last half an hour this doobie, because apparently it's a really good one, because I keep letting it go out. What else can we intro on, you guys? Oh, I'm also going to normalize reading horoscopes on here. I've discovered a new app called Moonly. We are not sponsored by. I am just stating the things that I use in my day-to-day world. I'll be I'm going to either open it or close. Today I'm going to close with my with the horoscope for the day, some words of empowerment. And then pick up where I left off, basically. I do appreciate you guys bearing with me and working with me while I go this. It's just literally me, my microphone, and my supplies. We're just kind of winging it, seeing what kind of falls off our hips. Not that you guys deserve some off-the-cuff type of stuff, but like, I'm pretty good off the cuff. I'm not that great reading things because I have yet to be able to have any solid time to write anything down. I'm trying to write a book, and it's actually harder than I thought it was. I have the concept in my brain. If only I had a magical way from brain to paper without having to talk or write or anything, any of that stuff, like telepathical word to paper type deal. Like, that would be amazing. This also will be categorized as a little bit of ASMR because all of our I'm a heavy breather, heavy sigher, heavy smoker, so you will be hearing all of the things into your backgrounds. Hopefully that doesn't get too annoying, and as time progresses I will be getting a better mic and a better area to record in, so therefore you won't get as much backgrounds, and I do apologize for the backgrounds. And we're getting in where we fit in, if you will. We are making it happen, Captain. I was listening to my fucking millions of podcasts, because I listen to like 50 million of them in a day. Not to mention the books that I read and all the different stuff. So like, I'm always like getting some sort of information. And I kept talking about like persistence and like things happening that make it to where you can do stuff without even trying, like manifesting. It's like, if you spend all your time stressing and worrying about money, you can guarantee you're not going to get any. But if instead of like, oh, I'm stressed because I can't pay this bill, instead of doing that, like have a mentality like, might not be able to hit it this time, but at least I got this, and having something that you did hit be the focal point, the positive point. Eventually things will start to fall into place. I know a lot of people don't believe that. But like, manifestation really is a real thing. However, it's not like you can't do it like, oh, I want a car, I want a car, I want a car, I want a car. That's not how that works. You have to spend your time being grateful for so much shit in order to get one good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to spend a lot of time being grateful for some mediocre shit just to be able to get one more mediocre shit, because then the mediocre shit Excuse me, that was a fly. Then the mediocre shit will eventually accumulate to a really good shit. It's just a lot of shit. But manifestation is a real thing. It's something that we believe in here at Offensive Healing. We believe in manifestation. We believe in science. We believe in universe being able to communicate with us and guide us through. We support 100% all of that. Ooh. This is my second bang today, guys. I don't recommend doing 2 bangs in a day, but sometimes if you need a little pick-me-up, you go ahead. I am like 4 days into Hell Week, so I think every little bit of my body is on pins and needles. Hell Week is what I've nicknamed, and a bunch of people have nicknamed, the week prior to their menses starting, when you suffer from premenstrual dysphoric disorder or PMDD. You go through really severe PMS. Like PMS doesn't even sum it up. That is putting it like way too mildly. It is a whole ordeal. I've been working on it and trying to get my hormones checked and balanced and getting everything under control so that way I wasn't so symptomatic. But it's working. Because I was well into Hell Week before I realized what was actually going on. I was like, oh man, I need to go on a diet and lose some weight, because I was sitting there thinking I was putting on a couple of pounds, and I'm like, hold on a minute. I went and checked my calendar, and sure enough, I only got a few days before I'm supposed to start, so that's why I've been feeling like I am, which is amazing that I'm even able to recognize it, because I can remember a time when I wouldn't recognize it, and I would just think that the world was falling on my head. And I would do a bunch of crazy things to try to counteract the feelings. Now I know that it's okay, that my body is just telling me to relax and take it easy. And I have to listen to it. What a concept. You listen to your body and it will respond in a positive way. And in turn, you won't become so sick. Who would have thought? I actually needed a book to teach me that. Which then I had another book teach me that was a response to my trauma as a child. I wasn't allowed to be sick when I was a kid. I wasn't allowed to have anything wrong as a kid. We'll get into that further down the road as time passes on with us. So, which also was another reason why I decided I was going to jump on and record with you guys, do a really quick little podcast introduction, a little fresh start to Offensive Healing. Since I was feeling depressed, just low energy, I was like, you know what, let me jump on here when I'm at my lowest, so that way when they get me on my manic days, my high days, they're going to think it's a real treat. PMDD is a real bitch. It really does affect how you think on things and how you act on things, but you have to be aware that it's only temporary, because there's people who will get wrapped up into it and they don't realize that their brain chemistry is off. That's why things are fucked up. That's why their vision's fucked up. They hear things fucked up. It's because their hormones are off, so it's throwing everything off. If you aren't aware that your hormones are thrown off because of this, then you are going to think that you're the world's stacked up against you and everything's just bad, and you're going to really full force throw yourself into the, oh, woe is me, and then in turn create a whole turmoil of problems that doesn't need to start, all because you have to be like, oh, wait a minute, I feel extra down, not because world is extra fucked up today. My hormones are fucked up. Chances are it's your hormones and not added extra shit from the world. I'm gonna sit here and safely say that. I really think that we end up making our issues worse because of our perspective, the way we look at them. And if your perspective is fucked up because of a hormone imbalance, wouldn't it be useful to know that you were okay, my lens is already dirty from begin with, and I can't clean it. There's nothing I can actually do to clean it. I kind of have to just ride it out, and the rain will wash it away, so to speak. Same thing with PMDD. You have to be aware that, okay, I'm upset. I'm irrationally upset because of a hormone imbalance. I'm going to automatically feel 10 times more than I normally would because of my hormone imbalance. So maybe not put myself in such stressful situations. Give yourself a little credit, cut yourself a little slack, if you will. I think that would be a really good place to start. And that's kind of where I have started. And it's really hard to do, because it would be a lot easier for me to muddle through it and tell myself, quit being a bitch, suck it up, buttercup. But bitch, you need to be a bitch right now. You need to be a little bit mopey. That's okay to stroke your feminine. It's okay. You know, that's what it was. I was listening to another podcast talking about imposter syndrome, and like PMDD and imposter syndrome, they almost feel like they could be husband and wife. I swear to God. Because like I used to say to myself, fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it. And I still believe that in a sense. You need to fake it when people aren't looking. That's when it really counts. Faking it in front of people because you have an audience, that ain't shit. I'm talking about faking it to yourself, bitch. Because eventually, like, if you are down in the dumps and you keep telling yourself, oh, I'll be all right, I'm going to be okay. Instead of I'm going to be, I am okay. I am great. Things are slowly progressing, you know, instead of things are fucking at a halt. They're slowly progressing. Kind of zhuzh your words to yourself so you can keep your perspective moving in a positive direction, because you don't want to stifle your flow by being too fucking honest with yourself. Because at the end of the day, the whole world, what is the fuck is on? I'm okay, not honesty to like not where it hurts people, okay? Because life is all perception. You can have two people in one life, and you got two different truths to that life, to that same life that two people are living. Okay, so you got to remember that a lie is a lie. Like, I didn't do something when you clear as day did something. That's a fucking lie. That's not what I'm talking about. It's not at all what I'm talking about. It's like I'm having a really bad day, and instead of telling myself life sucks and I hate it here, telling myself that it don't really suck that bad, it's not that bad, it will get better. It's not a lie that I'm lying to myself, but am I sugarcoating it? Fuck yeah, I am. Am I dipping it in fucking molasses? I absolutely am, and I'm shoving it up my own keister, and there is nothing wrong with that. I will bullshit myself, because what is the point of me telling myself, yeah, bitch, it's over, done, don't even try, fuck it? Does that really help anybody? No. So I'm not even going to do it to myself. I wouldn't even do that to my worst enemy. I mean, 15 years ago, maybe I would have. But this old lady version of myself, no, I can't. I can't do it to myself. I got to love myself too much. I loved myself too much. So that's the type of stuff that we're going to be actually learning here together. Oh, my computer screen just went off and said, hi, pollen day. No wonder I'm feeling it in here and in this area. So, imposter syndrome. Yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing, and I think it's something that you can deal with too, because, again, it's all about perspective, and you are allowed to perceive your own perspective on your own version of your life. So, why not be an imposter until you're no longer an imposter, until you no longer feel like you're an imposter? Like, I will be who I am, even though it doesn't feel like I am who I am on some days. I know I am who I am, so I will be who I am, even if I don't feel who I am on that day, if that makes any kind of sense. Yeah, that's kind of it. It's kind of it. As far as like little introductions, I'm going to try to record every day and turn it into like a twice a week podcast release. If I'm able to nail these out the first times and the editing goes smooth, I'll crank them out a little bit faster. I will be uploading blips to all the social media, so if you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, right now temporarily it's at Samantha Jett, SAMANTHAJETT, and on Instagram I am Piggiette420, I believe, PIGGIETTE 420, and I will be changing it so that way we do have an offensive healing social medias. We'll have a Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of the above. we're going to connect it all together. That way it makes it easier for all of us to kind of get together and have these discussions, because I really want to open discussion. I really want to be able to have all of us be friends and talk to each other and know that this is a safe zone. Now, if you are somebody who is actively out here bullying, being a fucking troll, a absolute fucking wretched troll, then I will be blocking you, reporting you, and fucking your whole world up after I send you a lengthy paragraph text message about what a piece of shit you are. So just be warned. And if your negativity becomes nasty or any of the above, I will be screenshotting and I will be posting for all to see. Don't embarrass yourself. This is a safe zone. Feel free to speak. I will not blast you and I will not call you out if you're not a shitty person. Eventually, I will be hiring people to do that for me, and we will be able to have the community working together. Because I really, really think that offensively we can heal each other. I think we can really change the world. And by the world, I mean what happens in our own little bubble. Because I will say this, I choose to be unaffected by everybody else's bullshit. I can only be affected by my own. So in that retrospect, I'm going to create my bullshit to be the fucking greatest bullshit ever. That's how I look at it, because I'm perfect and I'm worth it. I'm worth every ounce of energy I put into me. And so are you. You're worth the energy you put into yourself. Keep doing the good work. I'm really fucking proud of you. If nobody's told you that today, I am. I'm proud of you. You are doing what needs to be done. You are present in the moment. I love you, and keep it up. And remember, as always, if we know better, we do better.